Alrighty. Hey there, this is Red. Trying to do a live stream here. I think I got my stuff set up, and the thing I wanted to do was just this past Friday, Mass Mutation came out, and I have my 2-player starter set. So I wanted to go ahead and open that up, and we can see what's in the box. I've actually got 2 of the other starter sets from the older ones sitting back on the shelf over there. But let's see what's in this one, because Mass Mutation is bringing some interesting things to the board. So we're still in shrink wrap, so we need to unwrap it. Let's pull it out there and see what we come up with. Got my trusty knife. This is an old knife. This is one of the great things about this tool that I've got here, which you can kind of tell what kind of work I do, because I've got a on the end of here. Let's see here. Oh, I can't get it out. There we go. We'll see if anybody knows what this tool is right there. You know what that tool is? That will tell you some of my past. So there you go. All right. Let's get to opening this up. All right. Like Keyforge a lot. It's one of my favorite games. I was a longtime Magic player. I started playing, well, when Magic came out, and it wasn't actually alphas, it was just Magic. And we had betas and Arabian Nights and Urzas, and then I think I stopped playing shortly after Urzas, if I remember right. And I had my cards for a long time, but I wasn't playing anymore. So I had essentially a milk crate full of boxes of cards that I gave to somebody, which I kind of regret at this point in time, because that's probably a decent amount of money, but you know, whatever. So all right, so we got the top off the box. There's a Keyforge starter set. Let's move that off to the side. What do we got here? So we got a little booklet that's telling us overview, rules, things like that. We have some new items in here that I hadn't seen since the last time I played. So let's take a look at what that is. So one of the things that we've got here is, let's see if I can show that in the camera here. Right there, you got some bonus icons where there's a icon for capture, icon for damage, and an icon for draw a card. So that's pretty cool. Let's see what else we have here. Forge keys, bonus icons, discarding cards, reaping, archives, capture, damage. Enhance is a new keyword. So let's take a look at enhance right there. Enhance keyword has no effect during gameplay. Instead, each card with the enhance keyword has added the indicated bonus icons to random cards in your deck. So that happens during deck generation. Cool. The other thing is gigantic creatures. So gigantic creatures, I believe, are 2 cards that come together to make 1 creature. So that's pretty cool too. It's going to have an interesting effect on gameplay. All right. So there's your instructions. All right. Let's kick that out. What else we got in there? We have tokens. So your standard tokens, your 3 things that you're trying to forge, and all your amber and some damage. Pretty standard stuff. Set that maybe right there. Some +1 tokens. We've got a little tiny piece of cardboard coming out already. Okay, more tokens. What's this? Is this a big playmat? Yeah, I generally don't use these. Does anybody use these? The big paper playmats? I mean, I guess this is nice if you're starting, but playmats and paper, not a big fan of that. All right, but it comes with 2 of them, so you can do 2-player, so that's kind of cool. I imagine if you were just starting out, it would be nice for reference and to keep your stuff sorted. So I think you quickly upgrade to neoprene mats if you're actually playing. All right, and so then it looks like we've got 2 decks in here. And it looks like they're 2 generated decks, so that's pretty cool. The first one that we got, they were, I think they're all preset decks, but these look like they're randomly generated decks. So I like that they switched to that. So let's see what's in these, let's see what's in here. So these are fun to open. Let's see here. We'll cut from the other side too. Ooh, trying not to cut cards. Get the tab out of there. Well, let's see what we got here. I'm gonna open it up. Oop, I think I'm gonna open it up. Oh, there we go. All right, so we have, what is that? That is Alvarez of Rock Bay Repository. All right, so let's see what's in here. I've got a nice list on the back, but I'm not going to show it to you yet. You don't get to see. I'm going to keep it private. All right. Oh, I'm getting it open. All right. Here we go. So, how do I want to do this? Let's hold this off to the side for now. So, actually, there's what I've got there. I've got Untamed, Shadows, and Sorion, right? All right. So, let's go through our cards. We've got Lemilu, I guess. Let's see here. It says, let me move that more towards the middle, makes it easier for me to see. We have 4 attack health, gain 1 for each other friendly beast creature. That's pretty cool in an Untamed box. And the little circles are commons. Double check that there. Making sure we're going through these in the right order. Oh no, that's an uncommon. It's a little diamond. It's kind of tough to see on the screen there. There we go. Next up, we've got Low Dawn. So if there are 3 or more untamed creatures in your discard pile, gain 2 Ember. Shuffle each untamed creature from your discard pile into your deck. That's pretty cool. All right, so what we see right there, so normally it would give an Ember, but right there is it's going to give a damage, and that's an enhancement. That little blue stuff around it means it's an enhancement. So when I play that card, I do damage, and there'll be other cards in here that actually say enhance on them that give this card that ability. So also pretty cool. We have a Bumblebird. So it's an alpha, which means it's got to be the first thing you play on your turn before you do anything else. And it says put 2+1 counters on each other friendly untamed creature. And he's going to do a damage. So it's a nice little guy that buffs other people. I like him. Song of the Wild. Play for the remainder of turn. Each creature gains Reap. Gain 1. Awesome. So you get a double Reap with him. Or for that action. Sorry, it's an action. It's not a creature. So cool. It sets up a good double Reap in turn. Ooh, look at that one. So Savage Clash. Play. Destroy each creature except the most powerful enemy creature and the least powerful friendly creature. In addition to that, it's going to do 2 damage and you're going to get a shard. That's a nice card. Liking that card. All right. Then we have Pismire, which is another creature. Mutant. Well, there are more friendly mutant creatures than enemy mutant creatures. Their opponent's keys cost an additional 2. Like things that make it tougher for opponents to forge keys. There's 2 of those in there. They're both the same. That's cool. Gloriana's Attendant, which says enhance, which means that those icons for getting a shard are added to other creatures that are in the deck. So this creature doesn't actually have the benefit of the enhance ability. It's given it to other creatures. All right, then we've got a Ghost Hawk. Got 2 health. We're still in Untamed, so deploy means you can drop in the battle line anywhere, and then you can reap with each neighboring creature 1 at a time as you play. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. Skirmish for the Dark Fairy. And when she bites, she gains 2. Wow, that's pretty nice. And there are 2 of those. We have Damo Beast. So let's see here. 3 health. Again with the skirmish. And when they're destroyed, it gets to steal a shard. Is there only 1 of those? There's 1 of those. All right. So now we're into our Shadows cards. And we have a Xeno Thief. So they're elusive. And then fight. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put 1 card in your hand and 1 on the bottom of your deck. All right. And we have 2 of those. So what you notice is, whoop, the first one. So you've got a Mutant Thief, and that's a Mutant Thief, and they have different abilities, right? So that one's got 3, and then it's got a fight ability. That one's got 4, and it's got 2 defense. So same creature, but doing different things. Pretty cool. All right. Splinter. I don't think that's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Splinter, but if he was all suited up, he might look like that with a big stretch. So enhance, look at all of those that it's adding to the rest. Holy cow, it's adding 6 damage icons to the other cards in the deck. Wow. So he's not a whole lot in himself, but he's enhanced the crap out of the rest of the deck. And he doesn't cut any slack. All right, then we've got old Bruno, and he's elusive. And when you play him, you capture 3. That's pretty cool. Bone Rot Venom. After this creature is used, deal 2 to it. So it looks like you upgrade enemies and get an Ember, and whenever they use it, they get 2 damage. I like that one. Kind of takes them out of play. So this one's dropping a capture. Essentially, that's what the enhance is. This thing is dropping a capture on somebody else. And then return an enemy creature to its owner's hand. If you do, your opponent gains 1. Okay. You're going to get 1, and he's going to gain 1. Shoulder ID gets taunt. When what it would deal damage, you get to steal 1 instead. So there's more thieving. There's a whole bunch of taking crystals here. Secret Needle, which I've seen a lot. So deal a damage. If damage destroys that creature, gain 1. I do like the Secret Needles. Instead of Bad Penny, we've got Rad Penny. Okay, so she's got, when you play her, you steal 1, and then shuffle Rad Penny into your deck. Oh, that's gonna be a nice one. I like that one. That's a nice mutated ability. Wow. Okay. We have Opportunist, and this going to give a creature elusive, then you're going to capture 1 from an opponent, and you get a crystal. We have Gamgee, which is elusive, and then when you reap, you're going to get more, or you're going to get 1 if your opponent has more. That's cool. Francis the Economist has Skirmish, and when he fights, each player gains 1. Okay, now we're getting into the Saurion, right? Yep. So we've got 7. Each enemy creature gains before fight, lose 1. Okay. He's huge. Another big one. Scylla. Each enemy creature gains reap, deal 4 damage to this creature. Okay. Diplomacy. So it's an alpha, which means it's got to be played first. Until the start of your next turn, each creature gains before fight, exalt this creature. So let's see here. When you put that on there, that means exalt means that you're going to put a Ember Shard on that creature. So let's see here. Until the start of your next turn, each creature gains before fight, exalt. So you'd want to play that. We'll see. You're going to play it on your turn. But you want to play it and probably do nothing, and then when you think your opponent's going to attack, because then all their creatures are going to gain shards in order to attack. Interesting. Or if you don't have creatures, I guess it doesn't matter a whole lot. All right, there's the Pterodactyl, and he's huge. You can interplay stunned, and then deals 4 damage, and then before fight, it does 4 to each of the neighbors. That's a massive one. 12 health. Holy cow. Senator Quintina, dinosaur politician. After a creature reaps, exalt it. All right. Gladiodontus. So this is going to be an uncommon one. Enters play stunned. He only deals 5 when fighting, but he's got 15 health. And then fight reap. If this is the first time it's been used the turn, ready and enrage it. So enrage is going to mean that on its next turn, it's going to need to attack. So, wow, that's some big stompies in there. Oh, a Saurion egg. So you see, you normally get a crystal, and it's giving you additional crystal. 1 and 5 defense, and it can't fight or reap, and it's an Omni, so that means it can be played on when you choose any house. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck. If you discard any Saurian creatures this way, put them into play, give them +1 power counters, and destroy the egg. All right, so you get to beef up your critters. The Thero Centurion is going to capture 1. You got a health of 6. Then we have Cornicin Octavia. boy, I'm probably slaughtering all these pronunciations, which has got a capture 2. Pretty cool, 5 health and 1 defense. Consul Primus it's added an enhance of capture there. And then move 1 from a creature to another creature. Ah, that's kind of interesting. So if you're capturing stuff, you can move it to an enemy's creatures. That's kind of nice. I like that one. All right, play Reap Exalt, Citizen Shrix, and steal 1. So Exalt, I guess he's going to get a crystal on him, and then he's going to get you 1. So that's pretty cool. Let's see here. Then play, move 1 from a creature to another creature. So you're going to shift around. And that's it for that deck. All right, that is Alvarez of the Rock Bay Repository. And let's see here, we'll put that right there. And that's what the deck looks like. So there we go. There's our deck list. So the cards that are in blue are the ones that have been enhanced. And from what I see so far, when you go look online, you don't get to see what the enhancements are. So that's kind of interesting. So there we go. All right, so that's deck number 1 because you get 2 decks when you buy the starter set. So let's see what's in my deck number 2 here. And I think I'm opening this up. Oop, yep, I think I got it. All right, let's see what's in. What do we behold in deck number 2? We have Serpent Stopper Kagami. We got Dis, Shadows, and the, what is it? Star Alliance is the space one. I forget what the space one is called. All right, so let's see what's in this one. All right, so there's our card that's got all of our houses on it. Dis, Shadows, and Star Alliance. And let's try going in. Let's try flipping them. All right, because that should make us actually go through the common cards before we go through the rare cards. So our first card we have is, let's move it to the center. There we go, better. We have Brabble. So we've got an imp destroyed, your opponent loses a shard. If it's not your turn, your opponent loses 3 shards instead. All right. Next one up is another Brabble. Same thing. Looked exactly the same. All right. Next up, we've got a Imp Spectre. So I guess like an Inspector, we've got an Imp Spectre. And destroyed, your opponent purges a random card from their hand. I like that. All right. Next up is Mark of Dis. Deal 2 damage to a creature. If it is not destroyed, its controller must choose that creature's house as their active house the next turn. Ooh, I like those control-y kind of cards like that. Plus you get an amber for it, so it's nice. We have a Stirring Grave, which is an action. Archive a creature from your discard pile. We have Breaky. If your opponent has more forged keys than you, unforge an opponent's key. If you unforge an opponent's key this way, your opponent gains 6. Oh, that's nice. It's going to buy you around, at least, at minimum. So, return an enemy creature to its owner's hand. Your opponent discards a random card from their hand. I like the randomness aspect of that. It's not choose a card. You're forced. All right, so we're kind of in the uncommon cards. Yeah, we're hitting uncommon at this point. So Obsidian Forge, which is an artifact. Destroy any number of friendly creatures. You may forge a key at +6 current cost, reduced by 1 for each creature destroyed this way. If you forge a key this way, destroy the forge. So I can see where that could be useful. It's going to depend on what the other creatures are in here. We have a Whale of the Damned. So it looks like it put a capture on something else. Destroy a creature with no bonus icons. Just straight up take it out of there. Ooh, look at that one. Ritual of Tognoth. Destroy 2 friendly creatures. Okay. That's a lot of shards, but you're destroying your creatures. Ah. All right, turn key. Play. Unforge an opponent's key. If you do, when turn key leaves play, your opponent forges a key at no cost. So there are two ways to unforge keys in this deck. Now we've got our Dino Fiend. And we're still in our dis. Play, you may exhaust Dino Fiend. If you do, deal 3 to a creature. And if you're destroyed, you get to steal 1. All right. Are we getting out of the dis yet? Yep, we're into the shadows. Okay. We're off into the shadows now. So we've got a Bonithing. Steal 1 for each forged key your opponent has. That's pretty cool. Nice little smaller card, common card, like that. And then there's another one, exactly the same. Do we have 3 or is it just 2? Nope, there's 3. Now that one, see, is modded a little bit. It got one of the capture a shard. So there we go. He was mutated. All right, here's our next one. We have a Dark Wave. Deal 2 to each non-mutant creature. We have there's another one that got enhanced. So Gamgee there. Reap, if your opponent has more shards than you, steal a shard. And he's elusive. Going to capture right off the bat. All right, we've got a Cyborg Thief Nexus. So with elusive, use an enemy artifact as if it was yours. I like that. All right, there's the Opportunist. So this creature gains elusive. This creature captures 1 from its opponent. So it's got the enhancement. Yes, that's an enhancement of getting a shard when you play it. So cool. And we have another Opportunist. Wait, is that an enhancement or is that the basic? No, that's an enhancement. They both got the same enhancement? That seems weird. That can't be right. No, because it doesn't have the little shiny things on it, so I don't think they're enhanced. I think that's its standard thing. All right. All right, Tempting Offer, which is got an that one's giving an enhancive capture. And then we have a play, return an enemy creature to its owner's hand. If you do, your opponent gains 1. So we saw that one in the other deck, I believe. Vandalize. Look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, discard 1, and put the others back in any order. All right, we've hit our uncommon. So we've got a Fidget, which is a Fairy Thief, which is elusive. And then when you reap, you discard a random card from your opponent's archives or the top card of their deck. If this card is an action, play it as if it was yours. I like that too. So that's kind of interesting. If you figure out what they're archiving, you can fidget their archive. All right, we've got the Shadow Smith. We're in uncommons. Each mutant creature gains elusive. Nice. Access denied. So it says a creature cannot reap. That's something you're going to play on your opponents, and you get a shard when you do it. Like it. And there's another access denied. 2 of them. This is very much a control deck we got going on here. Blast Shielding. This creature gets +2 armor. After the creature is used, this controller may attach the Blast Shielding to one of its creature's neighbors. Ah, okay. So I see that's an attack that goes down the line, right? So you attack down the line, you just move that shielding down the line, 2 armor. That's kind of a nice little common card. All right, next up we've got, what is that? Hadron Collision. I love the look of that. So we're still in our Star Alliance, I guess, at this point. We switched over. So remove a ward from a creature and deal 3 damage to it. The damage cannot be prevented by armor. Ooh, nice. All right. Oop, turn it over to, there's one. Observe You Max. This creature gains fight reap capture 1. So that's an upgrade. And you get a crystal for playing it. All right. Who's that? Subject Kirby, which is a mutant. So you may play a non-Star Alliance creature this turn. whenever you play Fight or Reap with them. So that's a nice little card. It helps stack up your other side of things, like that one. Teleporter Chief Tank. So this is like, this looks like a badass O'Brien there. Let's see, we've got Elusive, and then swap Teleporter Chief Tank with another friendly creature in the battle line. You may use that other creature this turn. Awesome. So you got some synergy with your other houses. I like it. All right, we've got New Frontiers. Choose a house, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, archive each card of the chosen house, and discard the others. So that's another way to get other cards into your archive. Kind of meh on that one. That one's nice, but not fantastic. There we go. So let's see here. Last one was uncommon. I think we're still in the uncommons here. So choose a friendly creature and an enemy creature. Destroy the chosen creatures and each creature with the same power as either of the chosen creatures. Wow. So this deck is all about the control. All right, next up we've got the Stealthster. So it's elusive by itself, or you can attach it and give a creature elusive, which is kind of neat. So I like there's some of these Star Alliance cards that go back and forth between whether they can be a creature or they're like an attachment. So that's pretty cool. And another Stealthster. We got 2 of them. And this is the final card in that deck. We have Hold the Line. So play if there are more enemy creatures than friendly creatures, draw cards equal to the difference. So pretty cool. This is very much a control deck. So that is the so this deck here is Serpent Stopper Kagami, and that's what it looks like there. So it looks like all of our enhancements really went into the shadows and or our mutations, right? And there's really not a whole lot in this deck because you can see they're kind of in blue there. And where the last deck was really heavy on them, this one only has a couple. So interesting to see how that goes back and forth in this mass mutation stuff. So overall, pretty pleased. My first impression is that neither of these decks are really powerful decks. They're okay decks, but not powerful. It'd be interesting to see. I was looking at the power that I have on the variety of decks that I have, and I think I top out at I think I've got one that's got a 72 score on it. So my lowest one, I think, is a 43. So it's a pretty crappy deck. So it'll be interesting to see where these show up inside there, and I won't know that for a little while here. All right, so there's our decks. Let's see other stuff that you get in there. So decks, tokens, box, instructions. Pretty happy with that. I do like that we get the random decks now instead of like when you got the original set, they were kind of a pre-forged deck, but that's good for, I guess, if you're learning the game. It's kind of nice to start with a preset deck so you know what it is that you're dealing with. But I guess that's it for now. That's an opening and unboxing of Keyforge Mass Mutation. So I've got some other things I want to unbox a little bit too, so I'll probably be doing a little bit more of these streams, check and see how it came through. But these will start being like a red reveals set of streams where we'll see what's in the boxes. So that's it for now. Gonna sign off, and thanks for watching.